Siyata Dishmai, with the help of Hashem. Yesterday we spoke about Shiduchim. I want to expand this subject. The Rambam in Hilchos Surabiyah Perek Kof Aleph Halacha Lamed Beis says, Lo iso Odom bas HaAretz. A man should not marry a daughter of an HaAretz. Why? Why a person should not marry a daughter of HaAretz? She makes Ogolo. What happened if he dies early or he goes to exile? Bono v'ameh haratzatiyu. His children will be ameratzi. Why? Shein imon yoidas keser atoyo. Very strange language. The wife, the mother of those children, don't know the crown of Torah. What does crown of Torah mean? The value of Torah. A woman anyhow doesn't know what's Torah because she never learned Torah. But the woman has to know what is the crown of Torah. She wants her son to get the crown, to be the best. Every mother naturally wants the children to have the best. There used to be a big saying in America years ago that every Jewish mother wants her son to be a lawyer or a doctor. They used to say about my grandmother, she wanted one son lawyer, one son doctor, and one son rabbi. My father was a rabbi and a doctor also, but she had one son a doctor. Anyhow. But at least they had the idea that they want one son a rabbi. Really, if a person marries the daughter of HaAretz, she doesn't have from home the value of Torah. So therefore, she doesn't know the crown of Torah means. The Gemara says there's three crowns: crown of kingdom, crown of priesthood, and crown of Torah. Crown of Torah belongs to everyone. If she doesn't know that, she's not going to push the children to learn Torah, to get the crown of Torah, because she's not part of that. She doesn't know about it. She knows the value of crown of Torah. So if a person marries a bas HaAretz, if something happens to him, he cannot rely that he will train him. Don't worry, I'll marry this girl, I will train him. If something happens, what happens? She doesn't know anything about the crown of Torah. That's for sure. But even if he doesn't die, he doesn't go to exile, there's always going to be a conflict. What is the true values? His wife will have money. She will have in her head money, power, and he's going to try teaching Torah. What's going to happen? The children are going to come out mixed up. What is the true message? The mother or the father? So anywhere you go, even without an exile, without dying, all the children will come mixed up, messed up. Maybe some of the kids will go this way, some will that way. But if he dies or go to ghost, for sure all of them will come HaAretz because there's not anything about crown of Torah. It's not there anymore to influence them. So that's why the Rambam says, Ha'alocha. Lo yisodom. A man should not marry bas HaAretz. Don't marry a daughter of HaAretz. Velo yasi bito HaAretz. It goes both ways. A man should not marry a daughter of HaAretz, and a man should not marry his daughter to an HaAretz. Shekol hanoisen bito HaAretz. Anyone gives his daughter to an HaAretz to be married, kemi shekovso v'naso lifnei ohari. It's as if you tied your daughter and you put her in front of a lion. Why? He's a nice guy. He's a lawyer. He's a doctor. He's educated. Why you call him a lion? He has a PhD. He makes a lot of money. He's businessman. He's handsome. He looks good. Oh.
שאדם חי.
Make uboyel ve'ino boishes ponim. He will beat up your daughter and he will live with her with no shame. He's acting like an animal. Amazing words.
כי כמו שהאריה eats, just like the lion eats alive the meat.
Doyes boychen. He doesn't wait till it dies.
So he won't be sensitive to the woman.
Even though she's not yet there, still alive. Beat him up, yes? So you made as a father, you want to take care of your daughter, don't give your daughter to HaAretz.
Boish's party means
Educated, shmeikeded, it's all air. When it comes to relationship, they act like an animal.
Boish's party means
What does that mean? I'm not going to go into
It
details.
means seichel.
Uloilom, the Rambam continues. Uloilom im korodom kol ma sheyesh lo. A person should make an effort to sell all what you have. All what you got. Sell all what you got. Ve'iso bas Talmid Chacham. Talmid Chacham, he married a daughter of Talmid Chachamim, a student of rabbis. She may so boil Chad Shalom, you will die. Or will exile. Born of Talmid Chachamim, your children will stay Talmid Chachamim. Sell all what you got. All what you have. And marry a daughter of Talmid Chacham. Because then you know if something happens to your children, or if nothing happens to you, there's no two messages. The Stipeler, Rabbi Yisrael Yankel Karyevsky, he wrote in his book, Karyana di Garta, and also he wrote it in Kilas Yaakov, that if a person marry a Bas Bes Yaakov, her father's an HaAretz, she's a Balas Tshuva, her father's not religious, grandfather not religious, but she went to a Bes Yaakov. She's a Bes Yaakov girl. She wears long skirts. She has the old Yiddish Sprach. She went to high school, seminary.
The blue shirt with the
Yeah, or she went to seminary, American seminary, whatever she did the whole thing. But her father's an HaAretz, not religious. Is part of this halacha that a person should sell all what he got and not marry such a girl? Stapler says no. It says if a girl is a Bas Beis Yaakov, that itself makes her a Bas Talmid Chacham. Because the whole reasoning, we said, why a Bas HaAretz you're not to marry? Because she doesn't know anything about a cram of Torah. But if she went to Bes Yaakov, she went to a seminary, she went to Machon Roni, whatever she went to, a religious Haredi school, they implanted into her the proper values of Keser Torah, don't worry, be happy. If something happens, don't worry, your children will become Talmid Chacham. Even if nothing happens, she was the same page with you. She'll train your kids in the same way. V'chein, the Rambam says, Yossi bitoy leTalmid Chacham. A person makes sure that his daughter will marry a Talmid Chacham. What do you mean? He was born not religious, raised not religious. He did this, he did that. He smoked this, he smoked that. He did this on his body, that on the body. Who knows what? He ate this, he ate that. But he went to yeshiva. He went to yeshiva, not for one day, not for 1 month, for a good period of time. And he called the Rosh Yeshiva or the Rebbe and said, listen, the student is a serious student, he's stable, he's really immersed in Torah, has the proper ideas. And the father's asking the Rosh Yeshiva, and I've been asked this question many, multiple times. What is the $1 million question they asked me? Just the other day, last Friday night, the boy's not here. They asked me about a shidduch to one of the boys in yeshiva. What was the first and the most important question? That was the first actually. What was the most important question they asked me? What? No. None of you knows how to learn.
What do you think of him?
stable.
Reb Shlomo got the point. Is it stable in Torah? That's one thing.
Is there a matmid?
No! They want to know what he learned in yeshiva will continue on for all his life.
Talmud Mitzvah.
He's not just one of the places he passed by is a yeshiva. You know what I had to answer? It was a hard question to answer. And I know a rabbi asked me, is one of the rabbis of Torah Mitzion, is one of the rabbis here. So it's not Stam asking a guy in the street, something that I care for both sides. My student and one of the rabbis in the yeshiva. And the rabbi was not asking for his daughter, he was asking for his friend's daughter. So he asked me a true question. Rabbi, can the parents relax and know that this guy will continue on Torah or just a trend passing by? Is it really something intrinsic? Or is he yeshiva thing? Is it a yeshiva thing? Or it's something really internalized in him that he become a ben Torah? He changed a Talmid Chacham, or is it something passing by? Can I give a testimony? Kalev, can I give a testimony? Yes, sometimes I could. Not always. Depends. Depends on the guy, right? Depends how serious he is. He gets up in the morning, shachris every day. He learns it's serious. He does the test. He does the chazor. He does this, that. I see him for a long period of time. I say, yes, I know him enough. Now, don't worry, parents. Don't worry. You will stay in Torah. So what the Rambam says, V'chen yasi bito letalmid chacham. So we said Talmid Chacham not necessarily is being born religious. He can be even Baal Tshuva. But if he's serious and he's stable, or Bas Talmid Chacham doesn't have to be, can be a Bas Hamor, but you went to Bes Yaakov, the Bible says, a Bes Yaakov or diaspora yeshiva student is the same, as long as you're a real student. How long she's really a Bes Yaakov girl. Not just in the morning she wears a dress, and afternoon and night she runs around the streets and the markets and Ben Yehuda and the shuk, and then who knows what. I don't want to mention. You guys know all about that. That's not the girl he's talking about. Bes Yaakov means that you don't see her in the shuk. You don't see her in Machne Yehuda at night. You don't see her in not Machne Yehuda, it's called. Ben Yehuda, Machne Yehuda is the worst. Right? That's how I said Machne Yehuda is the worst. What? Yafo, Machne Yehuda, or whatever. In the wrong places. וכן יעשי ביטו לתלמיד חכם שאין דובר מגונו. If you marry or put your daughter to a Talmid Chacham, so this is how the Rambam talks to the father. You're not going to see something megunu, which means not going to act to your daughter in respect way. ולא ימריבו בבייס של תלמידי החכם. There's no fight in the house of Torah. I want to talk about that. What do you mean? I find many times a guy learns Torah and he knows the whole Shas and he went the whole Masechta 4 times, but his midos are bad. He doesn't learn how to share. He's an angry person. He's a self-centered, egotistical person. He only sees himself. He doesn't care for somebody else, and he uses his Torah to become a bigger thorn. The Gaon of Vilna says Torah is a fertilizer. You know what's a fertilizer? If you have a small thorn, and you put a lot of fertilizer, what's going to come out? A huge, dangerous thorn. That's Talmid Chacham. The Torah is a fertilizer. If you didn't change your inside, you can become a thorn. You become a dangerous thorn. That's what the Rambam says in Hilchos Talmud Torah. A person is not allowed to accept his yeshiva, a student which is ein ogum. You're not allowed to accept your yeshiva a student which is not acting the proper way. Because by teaching you the Torah, you're going to become a more dangerous bull. Thorn. A shoramazik, a bigger shoramazik.
It's kiviri maledeshe, that's what it means.
Right? But so how we accept guys, the Ashby Yeshiva accepts guys from everywhere. So my father, bless his memory, brought the Rambam, and the Rambam adds 3 more words. V'chen tomim. What does tamim means? A simple guy. Or if a person is Talmid Shein Ogun, don't accept it. A person Talmid Ogun, grab him. Tomim, you're allowed to take. He says all Baal Teshuvas that grew in the wrong places and chutzot in exile, they're like tamimim. You know what tamim means?
Not knowledgeable.
Not knowledgeable. So although they act she'eino ragui, but it comes from a foundation of not the knowledge what's wrong or right, or what is the seriousness of what's wrong. The seriousness and what really how much damage wrong does. They're not educated. So a guy like that, even though he's acting bad, and he goes at night to the shuk and to Machne Yehuda and does the wrong thing, he doesn't know the ramification, doesn't have how serious, how severe is those sins. He's called a tomim. The Baal Shem, he grew in the wrong place, you have the wrong ideas, so you'll have to accept it. But a student that knows all about the Torah, and he's that time he's know, you have to accept it. And the Rambam says, if you do, you damage. You're a damager. You have to put him aside, see how he works, then bring him into yeshiva. You can't just bring him into yeshiva. Big damage.
That's why I don't want him up.
You're Baal Tshuva, you don't understand the ramification of what's Gemara. If you knew we'll do learn Gemara day and night. I was joking, but not joke, serious, but. No, don't worry. You're already a big thorn. Have to trim the thorn. By learning Gemara, we'll trim it.
The worst sin in the world that exists in all the world is HaAretz.
Chaz Hashem, I'm just answering you as a joke. You're talking Lemaise Adarabe. So the Torah is like a fertilizer. But if you don't learn Musa, you don't live in a dormitory, you learn how to share. You don't sit in a kitchen with others and you learn how to share food and leave for your friend, save for your friend, care for somebody else, think about somebody else. Learn with Chabura, with a group. And the guy has a question, give him respect to finish his question. You don't jump, you don't scream, you don't angry. You give respect and honor. You don't know how to handle others, give space to others and trust Hashem. There's enough space for you and others. And by nobody else growing doesn't take from you. And that comes from trusting Hashem. That Hashem loves you.
Rav Hirsch says, if you truly hate a person or you're jealous of a person, that's a gam, that's a
Gam and emunah.
yeah, in your benefit, because if you're jealous, if you truly believe that Hashem gives you everything, if you believe
Right.
Hashem can make you both
Very good.
jealous of another person.
100% no. 100%. So the yeshiva is teaching what? We're teaching you how to do shidduchim. Okay, Mary or Khan, we spoke about yesterday. There's that. You have to change your midos. What is Talmud Chacham? The Rambam says Talmud Chacham, there's no fight in the house. There's no meguna. He's not acting like an animal in relation with a woman. There's no fight. He knows how to share. He knows how to compromise. He knows how to appease. He knows how to taste forgiveness. He's always looking forward to grow and to change. And the wife sees that there's no anger. There's no fight. And I'll finish with the Rambam. The Rambam says, what is the proper way that he promises? The Rambam signs with a promise. There's only one place in the whole Rambam. The Rambam promises how to have a shalom bayis in the house. There's one place, in Ilchos Bios Asuris, he says, if a man honors his wife more than himself, and he loves her like himself, and the wife she loves her husband like herself and honor more than herself, but the Rambam continues, and she makes her husband like a minister and like a king, and she walks with the desires of his heart. Whatever he desires, she desires. If she does that, muftach, the Rambam says it's promised, that Yeshuva Noeh, the settlement will be beautiful, which a beautiful home, kederech b'noi Yisrael, like the way of the daughters of Israel, atznuos v'akdoshos, which are modest and holy. So when you go down to Shidduchim, what does a Bas Beis Yaakov mean? That she learned to Beis Yaakov? No. And this girl, she will honor you more than herself and love you like herself, because you cannot love somebody more than yourself. You can honor her more than herself. You have one pillow you give her, and he has to honor her more than himself. He has to give her, so each one gives each other. So that's flipping around. And then the husband has to be a giver, he has to give it to her. And she's going to make you a king or minister. One time, I went to visit my Rosh Hashiva, Moshe Hirsch, Lou Hirsch, on Sukkot. And my wife forgot her phone. And the Rebbetzin found the phone, and she looked through the name. She starts searching through the name. She'll find out the husband or the wife, the name of the husband or wife. And she couldn't find out the name. Until she found out, Ba'ali Amelech, my husband king. She saw that, she was so excited. She called my wife, or me, my wife, really, it was my wife's phone. And she said she never saw that. I said, my wife said, really? The Rambam says, you have to make your husband like a king. So she ran the phone, my king husband. Ba'ali Amelech. The Rambam says, if you get a wife that makes you a king, but in order for her to make you a king, you have to act like a king. You have to act like a Ben Melech, a son of a king, a Talmid Chacham. Doesn't do things meguna, and it doesn't, no meriva, knows how to forgive and forget. So then she'll make you a king, and she walks in your desires. Then Hashem promises, Muftach, she yeshuva noe kederech bnei Yisrael ha'kedoshos v'hatoros. That's what the Rambam says. Take it to our hearts, and with Hashem, and we'll have this blessing, that our issue will be yeshuva noe.